H3 goes off. It's majority of his stream is talking about Boogie. So he was really into it.
Keemstar was confiding in Boogie that he was mad at because Bowblax humiliated him. And Boogie was,
faster so
dick riding. And so, we took some jabs, and as you do, and we're just all having fun here, right?
Bald Jew!
Why do you say bald Jew? That's what I heard.
That is not what I said. Or that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say, ooh, bald, ooh. But it actually did sound like Jew, which is like, fuck, dude. I'm not gonna fucking beat the Nazi allegations on the H3 subreddit at this point. Ooh, bald Jew!
He said bald Jew.
That didn't help.
There we go.
So,
dude,
joke, take a joke.
Say
so anyway, here's Boogie responding. Do you think it's funny that on the locale live, Keemstar, Boogie, and these other dorks that spend all day shitting on people, terrorizing people, coordinatedly fucking with people on the internet, cry and bitch and shit and piss when I poke them back?
Yes, it is funny.
Where's Bobby? Where? You call me a your boy.
Dude, he's quoting me now! He's the biggest Bowblax fan! Dude! Let's go. Dude, we've won, dude. We've won. All these years later, we fucking won, dude. You were looking at Keem versus H3, and you were like, who's gonna come out on top, H3 or Keem? But you weren't thinking with your big fucking third eye brain. I won! And then Ethan second place and Keem last.
Me, shut up, dude.
Wait, I got called
Dude, Bobby has.
Dude, why does it say? It actually sounds like it said Jew.
Like
I didn't say Jew.
The audio in the best way.
H3 relentlessly bully Boogie and call him a pedo.
Schmeddle schmile.
I'll watch Asmon.
Yeah, that could be anything. Could be a audio file.
How did you fall out with him, Boogie? I thought you guys were cool.
No, we were never cool. I'll finish the clip. I'll go off on Ethan right now.
Okay, so
we were never.
This
cool.
rewriting of history is weird. We were always cool.
Yeah, it is rewriting because they're gonna bring up Boogie's old tweets. Like they do a full dissection because Boogie always says like stupid shit to copy other people's opinions, right? He's fine with Ethan, and then all of a sudden he's working with Keemstar, so now he has got to parrot every opinion that Keemstar has on Ethan. When in reality, nothing between Ethan and Boogie had changed over the course since he was on the podcast to now. Besides Boogie just fucking changing his mind to suck up to whoever he wants to suck up to at the time. And he proves it definitively, which I love, because most people just, everyone knows Boogie's retarded, they just let it fucking slide or whatever, but I just love, every once in a while, you need a fucking reminder of just how fucking retarded he is, so...
Either you're an ego and you can watch content because you have tits, or you got to be entertaining in between.
He was going after like e-girls, being like, "Oh, you just need tits to be successful on the internet." And I said, "Well, then why aren't you successful?"
That's a good joke.
Question. You probably got a fatter cup than the.
Oh, he really has the drum roll. I mean, Jesus, it's like what is this? Like the wacky morning zoo.
Wait, what? Keemstar Show and Lolcow have the do. Tommy's scoping.
Oh, I made fun of a fat man's titties.
The drum roll, please.
Oh, you can tell, dude. Boogie is so triggered, bro.
Yeah, milkers, dude.
What are those double E's? I don't know what you even call those things.
All right, what happened with you? I think because you were on his show when he came back from surgery initially.
I hit it with a Boogie. He's over here looking at his titties, Boogie, because his wife ain't got none.
Yeah. Oh, my wife ain't got no titties. Well, golly, look at imagine the titty weight just in this three combined. Like, man, holy smokes, these guys. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I'm one of them, I don't want a girl with smaller tits than me, so I get where they're coming from. It's like a height thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, dude. That's the same joke I would have made, dude. It's true, dude.
That's right. I was entertaining enough, and the episodes did well enough to invite me out 3 times. And any time I've ever
that's how it works, bro. Yeah, I had you on. People liked it. A lot of people watched it, and we had you back. That's how it works. I'm doing a show, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I can't believe this dude just had me on when people actually wanted to watch me, but now that nobody wants to watch me and nobody, then he doesn't have me on. It's like, welcome to the world of fucking making content. I mean, listen, I know you don't know a lot about making content that people want to watch.
Dude.
So you wouldn't understand.
H3's on fire.
I never did. Even shit, Adam 22 offered to smoke with me. I don't do that shit. When I did Adam's show, anytime you do a podcast, if you go there in person, chances are you're going to hang out a little bit, get to know the person, have a little bit of fun before or after.
How many times in our long time working together have I hung out with a guest after the show?
That's probably happened 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times.
Like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, people, and they're usually people that
you're pretty
I
close
know
to.
in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and later we'll come to find out that Boogie actually did hang out with the H3 crew in like the podcast studio for 20 minutes after the podcast, or like an hour after the podcast, and probably an hour before as well. Maybe not, but like, yeah, they hung out around in the studio or whatever. Like, I don't think it should be expected that for Ethan to fucking take him out to like a nice dinner and like spend the rest of his day with Boogie, right? especially with the context that Boogie was in like a lot of like chronic pain and having all these issues, you know, during that podcast, even more so than he probably does now. You know, I can never tell if it's worse or better because Boogie always just says it's the worst at any given time.
I don't know what
It wasn't a direct slight to Boogie by any means. No.
Also, yeah,
also,
Adam22 offered Boogie a smoke. Boogie's like really not like in a good physical state. Like I feel like it's a little irresponsible to offer Boogie any type of advice when he's in the health condition that he's in.
when the first time he came in, he was like, he was a lot bigger than he was, and he was really suffering. Like, it was very, do you remember that? It was uncomfortable. I felt bad for him, and it was uncomfortable because he was like, he couldn't barely walk.
Right.
His back, he was in like tremendous back pain. He was telling me how like he was just laying on the floor of his, hotel room the night before. And this was not a man who was like, let's go grab a beer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This man was on life support, And I'm happy that he's lost a lot of weight. Good for him.
Yeah, weed doesn't hurt you much. I guess if he was offering a weed smoke. Well, it does with your lungs for smoking. Like, if he offered him an edible, then yeah, but I don't know.
Unfortunately, though, you can't take the cow out of lolcow.
It's not really that big of a deal. I'm not gonna fucking cancel or, like, majorly criticize Adam22 for offering Boogie a smoke, but, like, just because Ethan didn't, that doesn't mean, like what? Like, I just don't know what Boogie expected Ethan to do, realistically. Especially with all... I'm getting a little ahead of myself because I've watched this before. I watched it when it was live, so I kind of know what he's gonna say, but...
Rubbed me the wrong fucking way because everyone else takes the time. The closest was like the third time I did it. We hung out in his fucking lobby for like 20 minutes.
What do you want from me, bro? I didn't invite you to be my friend. We did a fucking show. It was mutually beneficial. This is so weird. Like, I never even got the vibe that he wanted to hang out with me. In fact, I recall him like leaving immediately the first or second time. I assumed because he was in pain, especially at our old office for some reason. We would hang out in the office after the show was done, shoot the shit for a little bit. That's kind of what happened with him. I didn't realize I had hurt his feelings, man.
But Ethan was only ever interested in me for one fucking thing. Clout, money. Clout, money.
Sean.
My episodes got views, so he kept having me on. And when he saw my fucking clout fall off, he muted me on Twitter and he was fucking...
I did not mute you on Twitter because you lost clout, bro. I think I muted him when he made that really annoying tweet at me, which I talked about on the show. And I was like, I don't want to see him fucking being a douche to me on my timeline.
You said, I'm so sorry, there's no podcast today, bedridden from whatever's going on with my body. Yes. I'll be better by Monday. And Boogie says, apparently Ethan's in the hospital. I know a lot of people don't like this guy, but I really wish he'd take better care of himself, mentally and physically.
Like, literally, why would I want to see that?
That's a fucking insane thing.
That's the one that pissed me off. That was like, why am I seeing this on my timeline? Why would I want to see that on my timeline? Like, there's literally nothing thoughtful, nice, pleasant about anything you said there. He would be welcome to criticize me as I have criticized him. Okay, thanks for the invite. Not at all, because we never did a single thing friends did. We never had dinner or drinks. We never talked outside of being the podcast. We weren't friends. I agree. I never did. We're on the same page. People think I have something against H3 Productions. Why do people think that?
This was like the most exposing part of the whole thing because it's like you can see Boogie's flip-flopping and like fence sitting in real time, right? Where he's like, I actually love the man, but I don't disagree with it. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
Reading some of these.
Actually,
like
I rather love the man. I don't always agree with him, and I'm certain he doesn't always agree with me. It's entirely possible to respect and care for someone and not see eye to eye. I agree. There's no problem with that either.
Considering what he's been saying about him in current day with on Log
Yeah, this is the one that just ended.
Yeah, like this one. I think this is like the first negative tweet towards Ethan that Boogie made, but he's kind of like trying to mask it as like half positive or whatever. So like Ethan's just saying like, I'm bedridden, I'm feeling sick, I can't do the show. And then he's like, apparently Ethan's in the hospital. I know a lot of people don't like this guy, but I really wish he would take better care of himself, mentally and physically. Take it from someone who is bad at doing nothing. It leads to ruin and misery, like being like over dramatic, like concerned troll, and like, bro, he's sick, and your message is to be like, hey, I know a lot of people hate you. I don't know.
Did it all for me, where I was like, I don't want to hear from him anymore. Apparently Ethan's in the hospital. I know a lot of people don't like this guy. Thank you for saying that. But I really wish he would take better care of himself. And then it's not even, then this guy has the balls to go, it's not even that he's fat and unhealthy, but mentally he's also very unwell. Basically every measurable, way this man's soul and body.
He just tries to make it about himself. Like, I'm mentally and physically fucked, and Ethan's in the hospital, so he might be mentally and physically fucked too. And then I can give him advice about how not to be me and how I'm horrible and miserable and blah blah blah. It's like, bro,
deeply, deeply sick,
fat, ugly, and stupid.
Take it from someone who is bad at doing nothing. Bad at doing nothing? It leads to ruin and misery. Bro, I'm fine.
No thing.
Don't worry about my life.
Nothing.
You know what I mean? Unsolicited advice, bro. He continues, don't get me wrong. I understand why my tweet was hurtful and offensive to him, and I regret it. Okay, so what are we doing? I also think he overreacted quite a bit. Okay. Why I think Ethan was mad, and rightfully so, was because as soon as he said he was in the hospital, everyone started lecturing him on his lifestyle, just like you did. And of all the people to lecture me, come on, man. In reality, that had nothing to do with why he was in there. He had food poisoning. Or antibiotics fucked me up, exactly. Yeah, that's really fair. I probably should have kept my mouth shut, and moving forward, whether he's sick or dying, absolutely will. Well, if I'm dying, you know, you could wish me a bon voyage.
And look at this tweet. It's from June 1st, 2023. This is like a year old. And he's saying, I have nothing but love for Ethan. And now he's saying like Ethan's like the biggest piece of shit hypocrite in the world a year later. What happened between Boogie and H3 between June 1st, 2023 and now? Literally nothing. Other than like Boogie like starting to like slurp off Keem's cock. Like literally nothing has happened. So it's like, it's just Boogie acting crazy. And he's like this with everybody, right? He's been like this with me. The only time Boogie has ever DM'd me was to try and accuse me of saying I wanted him to kill himself. Or thinking that I wanted him to kill himself. Which I never said or thought, obviously. And he was like arguing. I'm like, no, I don't want you to kill yourself, Boogie. And he just kept arguing with me. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Boogie is just a mental mess. He's just, so it's like, I guess you can't get too mad at him because you know what you're kind of getting, but like, I think Ethan being upset, this is valid.
What do you mean? What are you, the fucking thought police?
The Oracle.
What the hell are we doing here? I'm prepared to continue to disagree with him. What's that movie with Tom Cruise? The Minority Report.
Yeah.
What are you doing, dude? But I know he is kind and loving and sensitive, and regardless of what he thinks about me, I love him always.
See,
okay?
that's like a crazy difference between now or then and now. That's a crazy difference between what he's saying. I know we haven't got to everything he said. We haven't gone to the worst of it, which he'll react to later. But like this like the fucking difference is crazy. Like Boogie does not have any thoughts of his own. He's just gonna take the opinion that he thinks will benefit him the most at any given moment. He's gonna tweet out what he thinks sounds the best at any given moment. He has no loyalty. He has no opinions on anything. He would backstab Keem in a second and go back to slurping him in a second. It's just whatever benefits him at any given time that he think will benefit him, he does. It's like Tipster, but even more transparent, right?
I see Ethan Klein responding to our lolcow live stream last night. Thank you. Here's the highlights. It said Ethan was only
So this is the new stream. So this is or not the new stream. This is a new tweet. This was tweeted the day that this was streamed, which was yesterday. Literally like a year after the last tweet we read where Boogie's like, "Oh, I love Ethan so much." And now there's this.
I said he wasn't even a good host. When I did his podcast, he wasn't? Okay. Okay. I mean, it's a little late for that criticism now. I could have used it then.
Yeah, like what? Like, I have nothing but love for Ethan. He was so nice to me 5 years later because he's like friends, like second up to Keem now. Oh, he wasn't a good host. Like, literally rewriting history, bro.
So said he claims to lean left, then said horrible shit on his podcast when iDubbbz was there.
Let's just wipe the slate clean for everything said before 2020. I don't know, dude, in terms of that shit. Because we were all edgier back then.
This is the line. Oh, this has just happened.
Yeah, this is today.
Oh yeah, because I'm just being silly, man. You know what I mean? But what are you gonna do? Shit talk me on your show? You did that. Make fun of my weight and hair? You did that. Block me on socials? You've already done that. I'm not on socials. And unless you plan to come beat my ass on my property, you've already done it a dozen times, so get fucked. Pretty dramatic. I'm not planning to come to your house, Boogie. You don't have to pull your revolver on me.
You broke my heart.
Although that was I mean, the internet would love to see another
Yes.
Boogie revolver shot.
Saw the opportunity to shit all over me. He took the opportunity to shit all
Sounds
over
like
me.
you.
The worst thing.
Sounds like you. Because that's what I feel he did.
Tommy CW, dude. I love how Tommy just sets him straight, dude. That's why you need someone like Tommy on lolcow to set him straight every once in a while. Let him go wild, but you gotta add those little comments to make sure that you're connected with reality so the audience can have someone they can relate to on the show with the cows.
When people started to dislike me, ironically, and like
So
people were like, "Oh, he's
Tommy.
a lib, he's a leftist, he's
Dude,
fucking."
what's going on? I like Tommy C. I like Ethan Klein. What the fuck is going on? It's opposite day,
Hypocrite,
bro.
all this nonsense. He's the one that jumped on that bandwagon. You know, like it didn't happen the other way around. Let's not rewrite history here.
The worst thing I've ever said about Ethan Klein is I recognize that a lot of people don't like him. That's the worst thing I ever said about Ethan Klein. And also when Ethan
Well, it's more than that, but okay.
and Keem were going at each other, I think he expected me to back him on Keem. Keem's done more for me.
Okay, first of all, that is utterly insane.
Yeah.
Like
Dude, that is like, it's so funny. Boogie calls me terminally online, but he has this mindset that H3 doesn't like Boogie as much because he defends Keem or something? I don't know, dude.
I think he expected me to back him on Keem.
He expected me to back him against Keem. That is so terminally online, dude. That's such terminally online thoughts. Well, he doesn't like me because I didn't back him up in his fight with... What? What?
Done more for me.
Okay, first of all, that is utterly...
Bro, you guys are in your fucking 40s and 50s, bro, and 30s. Well, I guess 30s for Ethan at the time. Maybe 40s for Boogie at the time. I don't really know. I think he just turned 50 or some shit. Bro, just actual terminally online thinking. Like...
insane. Yeah. Like, I'm holding out like, Boogie, where you at, bro? I did not think about you at all. I'm sorry to tell you.
Where's the
my
Boogie
war with
endorsement?
Keemstar, hinged on if Boogie2988 back me up. I don't... That's insane, bro. Apparently, you've built up us having like a deep relationship in your mind or something.
We don't care.
So terminally online, so parasocial. Literally so parasocial.
Did for me. Keem did more for me when I was at the
and by the way,
top
I never
of the
claimed I did anything for you. I mean, good. I'm glad that Keem's, you know, helping you out.
Yeah, like it's a competition. Like now Boogie's talking about like, oh, you help me more than I help you or whatever. Like it's a competition. Because that's the way Keemstar thinks. Keemstar's probably like in calls with Boogie like ranting like, oh, I did so much for this guy more than that guy and blah, blah, blah. Probably in relation to me, but maybe with other people as well. Keem has always done this shit where it's like, oh, I helped you more than that. And he like does things to like, I guess in his head it like racks up like goodwill points with people like, oh, I fucking helped you 4 times, so you have to ignore my drama and not criticize me 4 times. That's how it works. Like, no. What? Especially when people don't ask you to help or whatever.
Would never claim to have helped you out either. In fact, I don't even think it's a competition, frankly. I'm not competing with Keemstar to see who can be your sugar.
But they act like it's a competition because they are terminally online. And it's so stupid. This is what I'm tired of online. This whole like, ooh, the politics, like, I helped you, you helped me, blah, blah, blah. Can we just act like adults and just say our fucking opinions? Like, yeah, let's not be like fucking unnecessarily like dickheads to each other unless it's, I guess, funny or whatever, but come on. Like what is this stupid like high school fucking mentality bullshit? This political, ooh, you scratch my back, I scratch it. Dude, this is YouTube. We're not like in fucking politics. Right? Like, this is fucking... We're just talking shit online and trying to entertain. Like, it's not really that deep. Unless it's a serious topic on it, obviously. You know, the iMac stuff is serious and deep. And other stuff that's talked about. But, like, this in particular, and this whole thing that I just talked about now.
If I was going to back anybody, I would have backed Keem, but I didn't back fucking nobody. Because I didn't care. I just saw 2 people I liked fighting, Ethan.
He did care. He just didn't back either because he's a pussy and didn't want to piss off either side. But now that he knows that he can't get anything out of Ethan, and he can get a lot out of shitting on Ethan from Keem in his mind, because he wants to be, like, solid with Keem, even though Keem would fucking throw him under the bus in a second if it benefited him. That's basically it. Like, it's so transparent. Like, that's the reason why Boogie is going after H3 now, is because he realizes he has more to gain from going after H3 than he does from sitting on the fence. But before he was sitting on the fence, because he thought he wasn't sure which side would benefit him more. So he just sat on the fence until there was a clear-cut answer in his head of which side would benefit him to take.
I had your fucking back as much as I had Keem's, and it didn't matter. That's when Ethan's like, oh, fuck him. If he's not going to...
It's so ridiculous. I never even thought about you in the midst of that conflict.
Shit all over my enemies, and he's my fucking enemy. And fuck you. And then Ethan...
Hey, Boogie. Here, you want me to forgive you? You want to bury the hatchet? Send me a video like this that your best friend Keem made you do. Remember when your best friend Keem made you get on your hands and knees and beg like a fucking dog? Yeah, here you go. Send me this video, Boogie, and we'll bury the hatchet.
But you're right.
I just need you to debase yourself to me, kiss the ring a little bit, and then I'll consider helping you. And then maybe next time you'll take my side over Keemstar's, because everybody was waiting to see what Boogie thought about it.
Yeah, obviously I fucked up.
This is so brutal.
Oh, Bobby, coming through with it.
Bobby.
Dude, how'd you find that so fast?
Bobby.
Oh, God. Say what you will about Bobby, but he has the receipts.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Tommy C. I'm sorry, Daddy Keemstar. I'm sorry, Nicholas Di Fiorio. I don't know how to pronounce him. I'm sorry, Jordy. I'm fucking sorry. I'm a fucking attention hog piece of shit. It was fucking stupid. I should have left the moment Muda came on. I'm fucking stupid. And I'm fucking sorry. I understand your decision.
The irony.
I'll hand over any passwords you need, wherever you want.
This is what friends do, man. What do you mean?
And also, Keem's mad at him because he wasted the juice and didn't let Keem juice him, which he's claiming the only reason you were nice to him was for clout.
That is ironic. Well
That's
said.
such a good point.
And just in case you think this is a joke, it wasn't. Keem was livid. He was like freaking the fuck out.
Fuck you and you're stupid.
Yelling like a maniac because Boogie went on like Mudahar's podcast. I don't remember exactly.
And then you have a face-off with Muda?
And then what were they arguing about? I forget what drama it was.
Honestly, I forget, but they were supposed to save it for Lolcow. That's all I remember.
Yeah, and so this was a genuine video. This is not a joke.
question because you're an attention fucking freak.
So these are sound notes that Keemstar sent Boogie.
Fuck you and your stupid fucking head. Fuck you. All the time and effort into this fucking show to help you guys
I'll
out.
try,
And you can't do the simplest task. I fucking hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Retard.
I don't think I've ever been mad at somebody that much.
No.
You know? And
Yeah,
over,
obviously I fucked up.
and over,
Yeah, obviously I fucked up.
you know,
No.
this is his good friend Keemstar.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Don't lay down and take it like that.
Come
Are you
on,
kidding?
have a backbone a little bit.
Oh, you don't deserve that. You don't. No one does.
Muda.
Well, Boogie does.
name's
Even Ethan's like, well, Olivia, he does deserve it, dude.
Not Muda.
I was just gonna go there to promote the show. I didn't know Muda was gonna come in there and pull his shit. I should have left when Muda showed up and said save it for the show. But
Ethan
you're
wants
right.
you covering Sonic so you can meet the joke. Yeah, I'm not oblivious to the fact that, like, Ethan mainly has brought me up, you know, to enhance the comedy of his show, whether it's at my expense or not. Recently it has not been because I've been owning Keemstar and he has that angle, but like in the past, you know, talk about the allegations and stuff. He does frame it in a way that I'm like, genuinely crazy or whatever, but, you know, no, it's fun. It's for comedy. It's for comedy. I can nitpick about the little ways he, like, brings me up or whatever, but it's for comedy at the end of the day. And I do know that, like, Ethan is not my friend, you know? He's just doing this for the show and for fun and comedy, and I'm fine with that. I don't need to be Ethan's best friend. I don't care if Ethan loves me or hates me, honestly. He's not, like, someone that I know in my personal life. He's just a guy online that I've talked about a lot. Probably know way too much about him for you know, not knowing him personally, but yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not losing sleep over Keem being mad at me or Ethan being mad at me. I would for my, like, online friends that, like, I talk with all the time, like, or frequently, like, you know, Nicholas DiOrio or something like that. Like, that would upset me. Like, if Nick went against me, or, like, Augie or something, that would upset me. When Edwin went against me, it upset me, right? And when Tipster did, it upset me. To a lesser extent than Edwin, but still. Ethan, Keem, I've never really been friends with them, so I don't really mind. They can say whatever they want. Yeah. I don't know. I'm an adult. I don't give a fuck.
Do your homies ever make you cry? You know?
Didn't call me and you didn't talk to me.
Yeah, I don't think I was even, was I even that mad when I...
I need you to fuck off. Like, seriously, fuck off. I need you to get on your fucking hands and knees, have your girlfriend fucking film you and say, I'm sorry, Keemstar. I'm sorry, Jordy. I'm sorry, fucking Tommy C, Nicholas DiOrio, Muta, fucking Tom. Everybody that even fucking cared about the Law Call podcast. I'm such a selfish attention fucking retard that I want to
enough with the R
conversation
slur,
so bad.
They're trying to bring it back. Have you noticed? The edgy internet kids are trying to bring it back.
The R word is so back.
No, it's not. Come on, dude. The R word, people made it edgy. It wasn't that edgy before. You would see it in media all the time. I don't think retard's that edgy. I think F slur's edgy. I think N slur's edgy, obviously. Obviously. I'd be crazy to not think that. R word, it's like saying dumbass or idiot, in my opinion. In my opinion. And as I said, I want to tap the tweet again. Tap, 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 tap this tweet. Tap, 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 tap. Point to the sign. This is true. And the other neurodivergence in my replies agrees. Dumbsville. Well-known autistic YouTuber. Literally, yeah, autistic. Well-known YouTuber. It says this. I find it crazy how neurotypicals and even some neurodivergents who may or may not have been brain rotted by neurotypicals in an attempt to fit in get mad on our behalf and act like they speak for every neurodivergent individual. I haven't seen this for any other slur. It's insane. Very fucking true. This is so fucking based. So no, it's not edge. No, come on.
It's so time to get restarted in here. But I think it's gone.
I don't think it's that bad of a word, bro.
I think we can't, well, they don't care because they're pieces of shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's bringing it back as much as they just never actually stopped.
I think there was a time when I heard it less. But then...
And it's not piece of shit. If someone's like, Josh, I really don't like you saying the R word or whatever, I won't. And I've even asked people if they mention that they're neurodivergent in whatever way. I will ask, like, hey, I say I say the R word a lot. Do you mind if I, you know, say it, or would you prefer if I just don't say it in front of you? And sometimes there's been people who say, I prefer if you don't say it, and then I don't. Like, it's not, like, integral to my vocabulary. Like, I can't stop myself from saying the word. And then some people say it's chill. And, like, as I said, 90% of people have said it's chill. There's only been like 1 or 2 people that they're not chill with, and I won't say it. So it's not like about me being like edgy or a piece of shit, or I don't care about the neurodivergent community. Obviously, if you've seen any of my tweets or anything I've said, it's clearly not the case. I have the whole Truly Autistic channel that I made that isn't active now, but it has a lot of videos, you know, talking in earnest about it. So yeah, that's just my stance. But guess all of these non-autistic people on the H3 podcast can just, you know, I get it. But like, to me, low-key, it rubs me the wrong way, because I don't like that the decision has been like kind of made for us. Like, majority of people who get offended by the R slur are not neurodivergent. They're just normal people who get offended on our behalf. It's another instance, because the trouble with autism is that people infantilize it and then talk for you. Like, when I was a teenager, my parents would talk for me, even though I could talk for myself, you know? But they just thought they were helping out. And like, that happens a lot with autistic people, especially like adults and teenagers. Is so annoying. Turning retard into a slur is a continuation of that, where it's like decisions are being made for us. But I get it is on a global scale. Like, there could have been like, I guess, I don't even know how it came about that the R word turned into a slur. But yeah, and a lot of people in chat are agreeing. So I could do a poll and it'd probably be 90% as well, just like, you know, I said in the tweet. But again, if you are offended by that word and you consider it a slur and you are neurodivergent, I'm going to respect that, right? Because that word has been used to degrade, you know, neurodivergent people a lot. Now, for me, when people are like, oh, you're autistic or whatever, it typically hasn't been accompanied with like, you're retarded. But it has been used in that way towards some people. I think other people are like more affected by the word retard too. Like, I would imagine Down syndrome people probably, that word would be way more offensive to them than an autistic person. I can see that being a thing, because like, you can visually see, so they probably do get called a retard a lot more, and that is bad. But, you know, and it's also about the context you use it in too. Like, yeah, if I go up to a Down syndrome person, I'm like, ha, look at that retarded downy face. Like, that is fucked up. But if I say Keemstar's a retard, that's like, come on.
I feel like an uptick recently. I've noticed that as well.
Especially on Twitter. Like, people are using it in like viral tweets, and it's just like, we don't use that.
Yeah, I phased it out a while ago, and I'm glad.
We don't use that. Speak for yourself. Speak for your fucking self. We, as the people who, we don't use that. We don't use that. What? Dude, just the whole, it's not about the word, but it's about the whole idea of decisions being made for the neurodivergent community by people who are not neurodivergent. And that whole concept, from like, you know, making curriculums for not neurodivergent people, etc., 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 every instance of that just pisses me off. So there's another instance of that.
Back then we leaned on that word a lot.
It's very virtue signaling, I feel. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to take the time to understand mental illness and like autism and all that. And I'm not saying they're doing this. I don't know what Ethan or the crew knows or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, with the general concept of people getting mad at the R slur, right? A lot of people are like, and they don't do this intentionally, I guess, but this is what it feels like. It's like, yeah, I'm going to not say retard, and then that's my stamp of approval that I'm not ableist, or that I'm like, that I support the neurodivergent. I'm not gonna actually bother to look up like what their mental differences are, or like learn anything about the way they think, or, you know, what they deal with or whatever, which they're not obligated to, right? But I just think it's a little disingenuous to not do that, but then to be like, yeah, I'm supportive, I don't say retard, you know? Again, this is all like, when people do this, it's all out of ignorance. Their heart is in the right place. Like, if you don't want to say retard, your heart is in the right place. That's my, like, thoughts on it. But your heart is in the right place. So I'm not shitting on them, and I'm not necessarily shitting on other people who have good intentions with it. But I'm just saying, as an autistic person, that's how it feels. Especially when people say directly to me, don't say retard. Although, they're doing this in response to Keemstar, but still. That's why it's so hard to talk about, like, ableism, right? Because a lot of it comes from a place of ignorance and not a place of malice, which is very different than any other discrimination. Because, like, with gay people, right? It's not a complicated concept. You like men instead of women. So if you are homophobic, it's not because you don't understand, it's because you're just bigoted. But with like autism and other like mental disorders or whatever that are more complex, there is the high likelihood that it's more out of ignorance rather than a legitimate dislike for these people, right? So it's like different. Like we still deal with like bigotry, but it's like unintentional bigotry versus what race minorities and sexuality minorities have to deal with people who are just blatantly bigoted. So
I love it. I'm a fan. I fucking love it.
And like, who would have thought that he actually would deliver that, you know?
Oh god.
I'm gonna mail you my boot, Boogie. If you could just do a video of you kissing it and making out with it, clean it with your tongue, then we can be friends again.
You have to apologize to every single person in the studio.
Every person in this live stream, all 31,000 of them.
All right, you want to address drama? You want to address what some people are saying? Some controversy that's going on with Boogie2988? You do it on the podcast. You do it on the podcast.
Okay, whatever. Yeah,
fair. Fair.
He's wrong. He's right.
He says he's right. See, this is where I'm going to disagree with Ethan here. And it's funny because he's agreeing with Keem. Dude, what fucking world are we living in right now? But, dude, the thumbnail, God, I hate you. Yeah, I respect that. That's actually something that happened. Keemstar wants Boogie to do shit on Lolcow because Keemstar gets as much money from Lolcow as Boogie does. So it is mutually beneficial. So I guess he is right that Boogie isn't like helping himself by going on the other show. But Boogie could repackage that argument for his own channel or for Lolcow or whatever. Like, just because you do something on another show doesn't mean you can't utilize it for your own channel. Like, I went on a art stream for the argument with Keem, but I have used that content to benefit this channel a bunch, so he could have done the same thing. But I think the main reason Keem's mad is not because Boogie is like getting less money and he's trying to help out Boogie. It's because Keemstar gets just as much money as Boogie does from any profit of Lolcow, so it's in his best interest to have Lolcow be good. Like, it's just so disingenuous. Like, you can't be like, I'm trying to help Boogie out, and then like taking like a big percentage of the podcast just as much as Boogie. If you really cared about Boogie and you were like this selfless guy, you would take a lower cut intentionally, or you would take no cut at all. And I know, like, in business, like, obviously that's dumb, but like, if your intentions are like actually fully to help Boogie, then that would be the case, because Boogie's on the brink of ruin, right? If you're really that good of his friend. But clearly he's not that good of a friend. Like, he called him a retard, like, you know, and went in on him in all these ways. Like, Keemstar's using Boogie, like, clearly. So
I don't know. I just, you know, you're right. Keemstar is a much better friend, and a great friend.
I never did.
A nice little walk down memory lane. I'm sure Boogie enjoyed that.
Didn't care. I just saw two people I liked fighting, Ethan. I had your fucking back as much as I had Keem's, and it didn't matter. That's when Ethan's like,
well, that's not how that works.
He's not gonna shit on.
No.
I had your back just as much as when two people are fighting, you can't have both of their back.
It depends if the conflict has like multiple arguments to it. Like, let's say two people don't like each other and there's like 5 different arguments that's like hinging on them not liking each other. You can like agree with 3 and disagree with 2. Like, that's possible. But if it's like a one, like a cut and dry, like back and forth argument, like, yeah, you gotta pick a side, one or the other on each individual thing, but there can be that nuance where it's like, well, I agree with them on this, but not on this. So I think you can like have both of their backs kind of in a way that isn't disingenuous, but only in that scenario.
Like, if anything, I didn't care, but you betrayed your best friend, the man who's helped you so much in his life. You should have stood with Keemstar, you know, but you didn't. Did you? Did you? If I was Keemstar, I'd be pissed. I'd send some voice notes.
On Rich's stream.
We need a new voice.
Get all over my enemies that he's my fucking enemy. And fuck you. And then Ethan has nothing but bad shit to say about me, and it doesn't make fucking sense. By the way, you're a leftist. Don't forget.
Ooh.
Got him.
Oh, boom, motherfucker. You believe?
Leftist.
Oh, bro.
You're not MAGA. Let's put it that way.
No.
You ain't no MAGA.
Are you okay with saying the R word?
I personally do not say the R word.
Okay. Fucking leftist.
That makes it left.
Well, I'm the only leftist who will say retard, who's brave enough to call the conservatives retarded. No, I'm just kidding. There are normal conservatives, all right? I only have an issue when people get like really crazy with it. And even then I can still be friends with you, but it's just like, I'm not going to take your political thoughts seriously, you know? You can be friends with people with different politics. Just talk about something else. There's millions of topics to relate on in the world, you know? I'll just talk to them about like Sonic or some shit.
I don't know anything about that Tommy C guy, but he's cool as fuck. That's exactly what I dreamed my house would look like when I was 12.
Yes. Well, all their rooms, to be honest. And this is coming from a guy who has a bunch of action figures in his background.
Nah, dude, that's fucking tight.
What I love about Wings' room is it looks like he has the door barricaded so his mom can't come in.
Oh shit, yeah, he has a little Pikachu
Dude,
arch
guarding the
right in front of his door.
guardian.
Not now, Mom! Don't come in! I'm talking to my friends!
Has nothing but bad shit to say about me, and it doesn't make fucking sense. By the way, you're a leftist. Don't forget, you're the tolerant fucking left. You're making fun of somebody's titties. You are one of the biggest hypocrites on the goddamn planet.
Okay, well, just because I'm a leftist doesn't mean I can't make fun of your titties, okay? We can do both.
Yeah, that's like the most retarded argument ever. You're on the left, so you can't bully people. Fuck off.
We can walk and chew bubblegum, okay, buddy? And trust me, there's nothing that makes me think about chewing bubblegum more than seeing those titties flop around, boy. No, I'm kidding, of course, but I think I said the titty comment in response to him attacking women, saying that
he was saying, yeah, girls only get views because they have tits.
Yeah.
And so
comes around, goes around type of situation here. You know what I mean?
Sadly, yeah.
And when he comes around,
so it
he
wasn't done
comes
for
around.
both.
No, I'm kidding. That's stupid.
Not that it would have been bad if it was unprovoked.
That's stupid. Apologies for that. That wasn't called for.
Platform. You talk out one fucking mouth and you fucking speak out the other. You have two fucking face. You sat there with Ian, iDubbbz, and you said the NF word over and over and over again, and then talk about how
Yeah, that was so.
So you
like,
talking about being two-faced?
go fuck yourself. You are one of the worst types of people. You're the reason that give leftists the kind of fucking reputation they have.
bro, I just went on about. I just defended capitalism for 10 minutes for no reason. You know what I mean?
You know, which, you know, really didn't need to happen because I'm pretty sure when he's talking about left, he's talking about like culture war shit. He's talking about,
you're right.
Like this isn't really even political. This is
trans stuff.
Yes,
gay rights,
and PC cancel culture, blah blah blah. You know,
Which is ironic. Considering if we look at Boogie's Twitter, what is this in the background, dude? He's grifting again. Boogie's grifting again. He's like, the left, you're on the left, the tolerant left. And then what does he have? He has the LGBTQ flag in the background, but not only that, but he has the version that has asexual, trans, and black. So he has the like epic like super version, like the super version. Like most companies and stuff don't even put this version. Right now, I think the common version is like this, but without the little like asexual, which is trans, black, and gay. So he has the extra updated version. But of course he's gonna be like libtard, like bro, come on.
All that
literally just fence sitting again, dude.
Let's examine the paths that he was worried I was taking. We have one path that ends up right here. Okay.
I'm sorry, Tommy C. I'm sorry, Daddy Keemstar. I'm sorry, Nicholas D. Fiorio. I don't know how to pronounce him. I'm sorry, Jordy. I'm fucking sorry.
And then there's another path, which whatever path I've walked, whatever it is, it's got to be better than that. Did you know she was 3 years old when he started YouTube? Oh. I did not know that, actually. No, I wish I didn't.
Did not know that.
Although Keemstar's not one to talk, frankly. You know. 16 is his girlfriend was probably not even born when he started. She was just a part of the string theory. Didn't even exist.
I called you a cuck as a joke. Take a joke. Dude, I feel like these soundbite timings are just a little random. I appreciate the enthusiasm of my soundbites, but I felt like some of these are a little random. You gotta be a little bit smarter with the soundbite playing. I think it's Zach who's doing it. Come on, dude. But he's having fun with it.
Somebody sent me this, but I don't think this is appropriate.
Just hearing myself randomly watching
I sent you this, but I said you need to...
look! Dude, congrats, bro. Why am I praising Ethan too much? Dude, I'm making up for lost time. Now I'm truly unbiased. Dude, what the fuck?
To take what Boogie said and then make it one of those edits.
It is self-congratulatory. But I mean, it's true, dude.
With the quote that a man who doesn't know his own potential.
This is an interesting infomercial. Should we run this as a billboard in his town?
No, come on.
Oh, okay. Is that too far? Sorry. Sometimes I get carried away.
That's way too far. Besides, everybody in this town already knows.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
That ain't news.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see you sitting here the way I am.
He's waiting for my downfall. They've been waiting. And
I didn't want to see him do that.
Dude, Boogie makes it so easy for Ethan to just get W. Like, obviously this whole segment's a W, but it's like the easiest W ever. Like, Boogie's just fucking handing it to... You really think you're owning Ethan here? Like, bruh. I mean, that's the point. They're lolcows, but...
Now I can't wait. I can't wait to see you sitting here the way I am.
You want to make me...
I can't wait to see you sitting in a fucking Zoom chat.
Wait to have your cock in my mouth.
All you gotta say is you tried to cancel Keemstar and you couldn't do it, and then his podcast, his presence is still big but denigrated. He actually fucked himself. The whole thing really didn't hurt Keem.
Okay, I don't know if you know this, but Keemstar is like obliterated. He's like doesn't exist on the internet anymore. Now I can't take credit for that. He did a lot of that on his own. Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, if we want to tally the scores up here, if If we're looking at
as the official. Now, obviously, I'm gonna have my bias towards Ethan now because he's. But, and rightfully so, Slurpin. Rightfully so. But, I mean, if we look at it objectively, we don't have the Snapchat numbers, which is like a big point of contention that Keemstar brings up a lot, and we don't have the public numbers for that. But by every other metric that is public, like, just statistically, Ethan has more views than Keem. That's just the truth. We're not gonna live in delusional land here. Tommy is right in the sense that, like, Ethan is not as big as he used to be, and Keemstar isn't, like, 100% canceled. Like, Keemstar still gets some views on LolCow. He gets a lot of views on his Twitter. People don't like it that much, but he still gets views on his Twitter. People know who Keemstar is, you know. He's a very memorable figure, even though people don't actively watch him as much anymore, at least from what we can see from public stuff. Again, the Snapchat is a big mystery. So Tommy is not wrong in the sense that, like, yes, H3's not as big as he used to be, like when he did the H3 stuff, because he was, like, top viral at that point. And Keemstar isn't, like, completely gone. I guess H3 was always kind of bigger than Keem even back in the day, but I feel like objectively, if we look at it, like, the places they ended up, Ethan's in a better place than Keemstar is in terms of his online presence and his success in that space, so... Yeah, so I do think Tommy was being genuine there, but I think even Tommy would agree that if we look at where they are now, like, Ethan is in a better place than Keem is. But Ethan did lose a bit, and Keem did not lose everything, so they're right, I guess, in that technical sense.
You want to make Ethan really mad? All you gotta say is you tried to cancel Keemstar and you couldn't do it, and then he's...
Oh, okay. So he's just trying to make me mad. He doesn't actually believe it.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Huh. Okay, he got me.
But it kind of has a point, though. You had that war with him, and Keemstar sort of self-terminated on Aiden's stream.
AB is right about this, so in a sense, Tommy's right too, because he's agreeing with Tommy here. H3 didn't end Keem. Keem has always had the asshole personality, right? So H3 tried to cancel Keemstar based on him being bad. And all that did was preach to the choir from one side or the other. Like, everybody, it wasn't news. Like, everybody knew Keem was bad. So it's just like people who didn't like Keem liked the content nuke. People who already didn't care that Keem was an asshole and was just like liking his entertainment or whatever, like me, you know, it didn't move the needle at all, the content nuke. So Keem is immune because of his asshole personality to being exposed as a bad person, but he's not immune to being exposed for being cringe, which was his downfall on the Aiden stream and is what's like making him look so ridiculous versus me with the cuck thing, right? So yeah, Ethan didn't end Keem's career. Keem ended it when he started acting retarded, like even more openly retarded, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know why he started getting so cringe. I think it's like that he started like, I don't know, feeling that he was getting too old, so he was like desperately trying to like fit in with the kids, and it was like, hello fellow kids type cringe that got him to fall. I don't really know. I haven't thought about that much.
Yeah, we had done damage to the, I would say, the structure.
The structure, yeah.
But the Aiden Ross stream was his 9/11.
The killing blow, yeah.
I don't even think Ethan did damage to his structure. I would agree with Tommy that, like, I think Ethan going after Keem just hurt Ethan more than it hurt Keem. But then Keem ended up hurting himself, and now he's in a position that's worse than Ethan.
His podcast, his presence is still big, but denigrated. He actually fucked himself. The whole thing really didn't hurt Keem as much as it hurt him. So the whole
See, that is true. That is true. So Tommy is right with that. But I think that even though that's the case, where the feud hurt Ethan more than it hurt Keem, Keem is still in a worse position now than H3 is. That had nothing to do with because of him versus H3. It had all to do with Keemstar himself. So yeah, Tommy is right here.
Nuts. That's such a crazy statement. But okay, whatever. He said he's just trying to make me mad, so it's fine.
I hope you watch this clip the same way you did last time.
See, I disagree with Ethan. I'm not glazing back. I got a Ethan disagreement in there in this 1 hour.
Put my brand in on the show. I know it don't get the views it used to back when I was on it, but thank you for showing it to me. The handful of people still watch your shit.
You said a handful of people? Motherfucker, how many people are watching this again? Bro, you can't insult me for my viewership.
Well, speaking of stuff like this.
Like, of all the things. But anyway, he asked for me to react to it and to show it all, which we did. And so I'm honoring him as my dear old friend. We'll do this one last thing for him. And the only thing I ask him for return is a video of him crawling on the ground.
Even my friendships.
I'm sorry, Tommy C.
This is all I ask. I want my own of these.
I'm sorry, Nicholas Di Fiorio. I don't have that. I'm sorry, Jordy. I'm fucking sorry.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid of me to go on Rich's fucking show and give away the fucking storyline. I'm a fucking...
Is he saying...
Still like a
attention
goat.
hog piece of shit. It was fucking stupid. I should have left them.
He's a cow.
The moment Muda came on, I'm
I want
not
this. I want this for me.
bad. Moo.
You want this for you?
This is the jewel in my crown. And Boogie, I just want to say, you know, whatever happened between us, I'll always remember the good times we had. I will.
I never did.
We had great times. Like the one time you came on our podcast and then left immediately afterwards of your own fruition. The time that we didn't get dinner together. The time that you came to my podcast and I had Mexican food at home.
Yeah.
That was a perfect meal with my wife. That was a wonderful time.
The conversation, I'm sure it was amazing that night.
The drinks we never got. I cherish the drinks we never got.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Dude, these jokes are
I never
on point,
met him,
bro.
but I always appreciate him helping us with title today.
Yeah, I thought we had a nice little juicy title here. You know. But okay, we got so much other great stuff to get to. Yes, you did.
I never
You did.
I never did.
You did. All right.
I did.
I did. Thank you, Zach. Exactly. I gotta pee.
All right, so that is that. But enough of H3 glazing. I feel fucking crazy, dude. I'm on crazy pills, dude. Dude, my mind is not used to praising Ethan this much, dude. I'm supposed to be Team. What's happening?